This is the coolest stream ever. Alright, here we go now. Huh. Yeah, so I'm just currently playing, like, say, well, the first Mega Man game, of course, on the NES, on my Nostalgia NES Pro. So I'm actually playing on Cutman stage. Alright, so let's see, what do we have here? Let's see. Now we now know that Cutman's #1 main weakness, of course, would be Gutsman's weapon, of course, this super lip thing, or whichever you call it. Just gotta avoid his rolling cutter. Oh yeah, one more thing though too. Spoiler alert. Cutman is also on Mega Man X Sadist too. And Cutman's down, and I finally got his rolling cutter weapon as well. After taking him down, up next, Gutsman. And man, do I hate Gutsman's stage the most. Let's see if I can try to make it through this whole thing. Alright, gotta wait for that thing to come back, so I gotta be very extra careful here and not to fall off. Ah, finally, I made it. It took some practice, of course. Alright. Here we go. Gotta take those things out. Alright. Just be careful, do not fall off to the spikes. You will die if that happens. I mean, Mega Man will die if that happens, so my bad. Alright. Alright, let's see. Now let's see if I can try to avoid this blue eyes here. Seriously, one more thing. What exactly on earth were they actually even thinking having blue eyes around here? Alright. Up Next, Gutsman. Okay, for this Robot Master, Gutsman, however, has a major vulnerability against the Hyper Bomb. But the Hyper Bomb, on the other hand, it takes, like, say, it only takes possibly about a minute or so. No, it only takes about a minute, of course, just to fully explode on Gutsman, so I'm not going to necessarily wait for that to happen. Gotcha! Finally took down Gutsman and finally got his weapon. I think it's called the Super Arm or something like that. Alright, let's see. Who else is next? Electman. We'll go for him. Alright, so what I'm going to do is use the rolling cutter. And those three. Rolling cutter time. Before I proceed any further, let's take these little things out. Next, to get the magnet beam, I'll need to get my hand, use Gutsman's weapon. Let's get these blocks, toss these blocks aside. Got that. Got the magnet beam. Let's proceed even further. Okay, let's see. We'll use the rolling cutter, not too much of it. Come on. Alright. Whew. Alright. For the boss up ahead, of course, beyond this corridor, Electman, he's also a real nuisance. And plus, that thunder beam of his, it packs quite a punch. So I'm gonna have to quickly take him out very quick and carefully and fast, of course using the rolling cutter. And voila! Elect Man's down. I finally got the Thunder Beam! Alright, let's see. Now that one of Dr. Light's Robot Masters, Elect Man is down, the next goal is Iceman stage. Ice, ice, baby! Oh yeah, also, good morning, Thursday morning, everybody. How y'all doing? This is actually my Mega Man NES walkthrough, anyway. Video walkthrough. Just as soon as I deal with these... Deal with these things. Alright. Okay, Penguin, enough flying around. Alright. Sorry, I've been a little distracted lately this morning, so just trying to get myself together. All right, here we go. Okay, this is really getting tiresome. Come on. Alright, finally made it there. Lousy block puzzles. Ugh. Next goal, use the magnet beam. 'Cause I don't trust these things. And those flying penguins everywhere. Out of my way. Good thing I used magnet beam just in case. Alright, for this next boss here, Iceman, his Ice Slasher beam is very powerful, so as a result, I go for the Thunder Beam, of course, just to quickly take him out. He goes down approximately 3 hits. And voila! Let's see. We'll go for Fireman. You can also use the Ice Slasher beam on these fires here too. Let's see. I'll use the magnet beam to get up there. Alright. Don't these little missiles kind of remind you from Super Mario Brothers? Yeah, they do, don't they? For Fireman, on the other hand, his number one major vulnerability is the Ice Slasher beam. It's gonna take, like, say, a few hits just to not take this guy out, because he's also a nuisance. Let's see. The last Robot Master will be Bomberman. Bomberman, huh? Almost sound... Well, moving on. And these little frog things are so annoying. Ugh. I remember I once had this game... I once had this the very first Mega Man game a long time ago when I was a kid. Even this was a lot harder. So I remember many years back, of course, the Yellow Devil, before it was actually named that way, it was once called known as the Rock Monster at the time. Metours, on the other hand, were also once referred to as hard hats, too. Even way back in the 1990s. Or was it like... No, in the 1980s, and then the 1990s. Yeah, a true classic never goes out of style. Alright, so for the upcoming sniper Joe I gotta deal with, I'll have to use the Ice Slasher just to, like, say, to freeze him for only about a minute. Alright, I had about enough of you shooting me. Now that you're out of there. For results, I would rather rely on the Ice Slasher beam just in case for this one. Okay, easy, doesn't it? Easy. Made it. Alright, I've had all I can take of you. Man, how many... These things always keep respawning. Like, seriously, what is up with that? Alright. Alright, let's see. Okay, let's see. Bomb Man's #1 major weakness, of course, is the Firestorm, which I'm gonna use. So the very best idea, what I would rather most importantly do, is try to carefully avoid his attacks, and for him to quit jumping all over me. Good riddance, Bomb Man. Bomb Man. Whichever his name is. Alright, now that Bomb Man is down, Bomb Man, I also got the Hyper Bomb weapon. Next stop, Dr. Wily stage. Look at Dr. Wily. Always showing those eyebrows of his. Alright. For these red eyes, of course, freeze them, of course, using the Ice Slasher Beam. Just like that. That way you won't get hit, accidentally get hit, though. Alright. Alright, we're gonna use Gutsman's weapon. Then the Ice Slasher. Well, hold up. Man! I really hate it when they do that! Ugh. Okay, now they're down. Okay, let's see. We'll use Gutsman's weapon as a result. Okay. I'm gonna have to carefully use this magnet beam in this next room here. Alright, let's see what we have here. I'm just collecting energy, just in case. That's all I'm just really just doing. Okay, now that we finally got that in, time to use the magnet beam. Alright. Alright, for this upcoming first boss here in Dr. Wily's stage, the Yellow Devil, apparently you can also use... The Thunder Beam weapon, of course, is the best weapon, of course, used. Aim directly for his eyes. And you're gone, Yellow Devil! However, there's something else too. Cubman's weapon, of course, is not only just, you know, Gutsman's weapon, but you can also use the Firestorm against him too. Just a heads up, just in case I forgot to, like, say, you know, point all of that out. And if you can stop flying over me as well, too. Alright. Alright, let's see. Since Cutman is first, however, I do know full well there are other Robot Masters involved, so I'm gonna use the Firestorm. Cutman and Electman are the only two robots here in Wily Stage 2. Alright, I'm going to quickly use this rolling cutter, make sure I don't really get hit this time. And good riddance, Black Man. Alright, let's see. The second main boss, this Mega Man clone, however, he can also, like, say, well, also use every special weapon, of course, that I currently have in my possession. So if I were, like, say, you know, for yours truly, I would rather prefer using the Firestorm against him, because that's, you know, the Mega Man clone's #1 main weakness as well, too. There, too. Yeah, okay, there we go. This Mega Man clone on the right what you're about to see. Yeah, he can try to mimic my moves, of course, and try to fire directly right at me. Use any other weapons, everything, including the Mega Buster, so... That's me on the left, of course, firing directly at him. And that's the Mega Man clone, of course, trying to jump directly towards me. So... I win! Took down the Mega Man clone. You can't compete. You cannot compare with the original. Cannot compete with the originality. Well, now that he's down, let's head to Dr. Wily's stage 3. Alright, let's see what we have here. Okay, for instance, one, I'm going to use, like, say, well, the Thunder Beam. Taking these enemies out. Why in the world is that every single time I try to land, I get hit? Alright. These flying penguins aren't the only ones which are on the screen, you know. For results, I'd rather just avoid, you know, by jumping over these missiles. See? Just do it like how I do it. Just don't try mimicking, you know, me or my movements, though, everybody. So, for this third and upcoming main boss, Bubble Boy, he can also be easily beaten, of course, with the Mega Buster, but you can also use, like, say, well, Gutsman's weapon against him. This is Bubble Boy, as you might call. Alright, time to use Gutsman's weapon. And Bubble Boy is out. Next up, heading strictly towards Wily Stage 4. This time with Robot Master boss fights. Okay, let's see what we have here. No, I don't need that. Hold on. Okay. Darn it. I know Fireman's up first. No, I know that, well, Bombmans first. Man, I hate these boss fights even on the first Mega Man. Alright. Finally. Got rid of Gutsman. Now for Dr. Wily himself. Okay, let's see. For instance, 1, I'm using the Firestorm to take out part of Wily's spaceship thing. Then I'm gonna use the Rolling Cutter. Just as soon as I get through this whole thing. And voila! I did it! I finally managed to beat Dr. Wily! And finally managed to, like, hey, you know, successfully beat the game Mega Man, the very first game, this easily, even on my Nostalgia NES Emulator Pro. I did it! I did it! I did it! Ha ha ha! Mega Man has always been my very long time childhood superhero ever since I was just a little kid. Possibly maybe at 6 years old when I first played Mega Man 2. Yeah, on the original, well, Nintendo Entertainment System console. I also had this game, of course, on the NES cartridge, alongside, well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The first game, of course, on the NES as well, too. Oh yeah, plus, after successfully beating the game Mega Man, the very first game, I'm also going to be, like, say, well, resuming by playing Mega Man X3, this time on part 2 by acquiring, like, say, well, the Golden Armor, but this time without the Beam Saber, though. I'm gonna do that later on, though. As promised. Until next time, everybody, this is Robbie Marlin Vaughn III from Detroit, Michigan. Love y'all, my fans. Happy good morning, Thursday morning. Until next time, everybody.